Hi everyone, welcome to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us for the 3 o'clock Lifestyle Show this sunny Friday afternoon. We've got a forward focus here on the weekend. I'd like to welcome my first guest in, Steve Morano, Associate Vice President, Public Affairs, Community and Government Relations at Providence College. Steve, thanks for coming into the studio.
Thank you for having me, Kate.
Because it's a big weekend on campus. It's Earth Day, and PC is getting involved in the community in a program that it's been working on for some time now. This is the Fusion program. So getting outside the campus and having students and the community interact together. So let's talk a little bit about what's taking place this weekend.
Sure, that's right. Fusion stands for Friars United in Service in Our Neighborhood. And it's a program that we do in partnership with the Providence Parks Department. We are now in the 12th year of the program, and we have an agreement with Providence Parks that will extend this out through 2026.
So 2026, tell the audience, are you going to play, what's the plans after that?
Well, hopefully we'll be able to continue. We've been doing this in 10-year increments, and the current version of the agreement, we're 2 years in, so we've got 8 years to go. But it's a program that combines our students, our alumni, our faculty and our staff with folks from the Providence Parks Department. We choose a different park somewhere in and around the Providence College campus every year, and Providence Parks sets up a number of projects for us to do. So for example, tomorrow we'll be at Father Lennon Park on Camden Avenue, which is right next to Harry Kazarian School. And we'll be doing things like prepping a community garden on the facility, removing an obsolete fence, doing some painting on the rec center that's next door as well, and just a general cleanup of the park.
And so talk to viewers a little bit more about the Fusion program. This clearly is a highlight of the year, if you will. Talk with us about how students get involved, how many students, and do you see a lot of alums come back?
We do, actually. There's a pretty good culture of community service at the college, and we have students put in anywhere from 50 to 55,000 hours a year of community service across a wide variety of platforms. So community service is very much embedded in the culture at the college, and certainly alums look for a way to stay connected to the college, and even to establish relationships with students, either for mentoring purposes or even connections for hiring people after they graduate. So the mix we'll have tomorrow will probably be somewhere between 50 and 60 people, about half of those students and the rest alumni, staff, and folks from the Parks Department.
And again, working on stuff within the community adjacent to the school. Again, this is the Fusion program focused on Earth Day, but Providence College students are very involved in the community even beyond this. Talk with us a little bit about those opportunities.
Yes, that's true. We have students volunteering in a number of schools throughout the greater Providence area. Some the Providence School Department, some within the diocesan school system. We have students doing volunteer work as far away as Fall River and New Bedford for highly specialized internships in whatever field they happen to be in. And as I mentioned, collectively they put in, north of 50,000 hours every year in the community. We've got another group of students tomorrow, mostly all student athletes, who are building a playground in conjunction with St. Pius School, which of course is right across the street from the college. We've got some students doing tree planting tomorrow in cooperation with one of the area landlords up there in the off-campus neighborhood. So it's all part of a college-wide commitment, I think, to community service.
The students will be busy tomorrow, and I had the opportunity to be on campus this week for a sports and media class with visiting Professor Sean Hawley, and I noticed, talk with us, let's get a little campus-centric. So much construction going on, so many things happening on the campus, from right when you go on the main drive to the sports arena. I mean, how much of the campus is going to look a lot different when students come back next fall?
Well, actually, we've got two main construction projects going on at the moment. One is an addition to our science complex that will allow us to renovate some of our existing science facilities. That's a multi-year project. The new addition will open in the fall, and then the renovations to the older facilities will take place. And then the other big project is the Ruane Fryer Development Center, which is a multi-purpose building that's on the northwest edge of campus, right connected to Alumni Hall. The first phase of that project is actually some practice courts for our men's basketball team. Once that is finished, we will move into an expansion of some of our student spaces, especially 64 Hall, which is the largest lecture hall on campus, and the expansion of our Career Development Center. So there's quite a bit of activity, probably about $60 million total going on right now, and about 250, 275 jobs created as a result of this.
There was a lot of buzz when I was on campus this week, again with the construction there. And talk with us a little bit, commencement's coming up.
Yes, commencement is May 20th. We've got 2 weeks left of classes, and then students are into exams. Very excited this year. Our commencement speaker is David McCullough, the Pulitzer Prize winning author and historian. This is not his first connection to Providence College. He actually came in 2013 to help us dedicate the Ruane Center for the Humanities. He's a wonderful speaker and obviously has a wealth of stories and knowledge that he has told, and I'm sure will tell as part of his commencement address this year. So we're quite excited about that.
Again, 2 weeks to go until commencement. Well, I have you here in the studio, Steve. What's summer like at Providence College?
It's actually quite busy. We have a number of academic programs that take place during the summer. So we don't have 4,000 students on campus as we would during the academic year, but we probably have about a quarter of that, I would say, over the course of the day and the evening. Our athletic coaches are running some of their camps during the summer, so for a couple of weeks you'll have a basketball camp, then there'll be a soccer camp or a volleyball camp or something along those lines. So it does stay quite busy during the summer. The focus of some of our work changes, but it's still pretty busy.
Now, how many years have you been there, Steve?
It'll be 7 years this summer, actually.
7 years this summer. How much has the college changed since you've been here?
Physically, it's changed quite a bit. We've had a rash of construction projects that have given us several new facilities, the Ruane Center for the Humanities being one, the new Arthur and Patricia Ryan Center for Business Studies, which is the home of our internationally accredited business school, being another, and then some renovations to many of our athletic facilities, as well as some new facilities there as well. And in general, a whole campus transformation project that has seen us really green up the campus and eliminate a lot of the interior roadways. We've made a conscious effort to push all of our transportation and parking to the perimeter edges of campus, which has really opened up the center and allowed us to develop some green space.
And how important and how critical is fundraising and alumni involvement when you go to them and say, we could use your help in bringing PC forward even further?
It's very critical. We rely on fundraising for some of our construction work. Most of our buildings don't get built, the new buildings don't get built without a certain element of philanthropy being part of those projects. We have some generous alums that endow scholarships for many of our students. We've been able to increase financial aid over the last several years to north of $70 million. A lot of that is due to alumni support and fundraising. We just concluded a few months ago a very successful capital campaign where our goal was to raise $140 million and we hit $180 million. So that was certainly a watershed moment for the college.
Exceeded expectations.
Very much so.
Well, again, it's going to be a busy weekend both on and off campus at Providence College for Earth Day with students getting involved in the community. Steve, I appreciate your taking the time to let folks know what's happening up at Providence College. Hopefully we'll have you back in the studio soon.
Kate, thanks so much.
Thanks
I really
so much.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it. We'll let you go around the corner. And don't go anywhere. We will be right back with our next guest here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. It's a college-centric show so far, just had Providence College on. I'm happy to welcome a student at Roger Williams University, Nicole Andresen. Thank you for coming on.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate your coming here to Providence because I know there's a lot going on in Bristol. It is the 13th annual Roving Eye International Film Festival that's been going on this week and going on through the weekend. So letting folks know a little bit about what's taken place so far, what's still to come, but mainly I'd like to hear about how you as a student got involved with this film fest.
Okay, well, when I came to Roger Williams, I joined the Roger Williams Film Production Collaborative, and since then I've become more and more involved with Flickers, just because that collaborative has connections with Flickers. And this semester I'm working as an intern in Flickers, helping to plan the festival.
So did you have a sense clearly, going to the classes, studying the industry, about everything it took to go into putting on a film festival?
I had no idea. It's a lot more complicated than it looks. There's just like so many details you have to put together, but it's so rewarding when it all comes out together.
Excellent. Now again, this is, they've had the film fest before. It started on Monday, so how's the week been? Again, balancing as kind of schoolwork kind of to the side a little bit as you focus on the festival this week.
Absolutely. We had a screening earlier this week. We had actually 7 films from our last festival be nominated for Oscars. So we had a special screening in 2 parts that included all of those Oscar-nominated films, and just like been in and out of the different screening buildings.
And again, moving into this weekend, still more to come. What's this weekend have on tap for you?
Well, on Saturday we have a kids matinee, which features a bunch of like kids shorts, and then we have a feature documentary later that day called The Last Pig, directed by Allison Argo. And then Sunday, we're extremely excited. We have a short film called Triptych, directed by Katya Lam, and a feature documentary called Chasing Portraits, directed by Elizabeth Ryanecki. And then later that day, we have another screening called, it starts with a short film called One for the Road by Fernanda Faya, and then a secret feature film that we can't actually tell you the name of because it's so exclusive.
A secret feature film you can't tell us here in the studio, but will there be a time for it if folks want to go check out what the secret film is?
Yeah, it's at 4 p.m. on Roger Williams University campus, and the whole event has a guest speaker, Chris Sparling, who's actually a RWU grad, who's an award-winning filmmaker and screenwriter.
So how, as a student, has it been? I talked with you a little bit about the nuts and bolts, about putting this all together, but just interacting with these folks who are in the industry, and you watch the screenings, but you also get the chance to pick their brains and hear a little bit more about how it all works.
I mean, that's an amazing experience. In my 4 years, I've gotten to meet various Rhode Island filmmakers and various people connected to the Rhode Island film industry, and it's just an amazing experience to get all those connections.
Well, it seems like the culmination of a great 4 years at the college. What's next?
Well, right now I'm working on a short film with my film production collaborative. We make a great team, and I'm really excited to start filming it.
Working on a short film, no rest for the weary, going right from school, just continuing into filmmaking. How much more school is there left? When's commencement?
Well, I graduate next year, so I have a year and a couple months.
You have a little more. I thought you were on your way out, but you are just getting there with making a film. You've got some more time. So is that going to take up the bulk of your summer?
Well, I'm hoping to film it next year, so it's going to be taking the bulk of my free time.
And so do you think, talk with us about being at Roger Williams, again, being part of this process. You work closely with Flickers. I mean, how has that been to be able to incorporate both academia and, again, the real world?
Well, it's a great real-world experience kind of application for my, background. I've gotten to work with Flickers, watch films, help decide what films are going to be in the festival, and that's just a great experience. It's a great way to apply your skills. Great
experience, great partnership. And if folks are watching or prospective students are watching, would you say it was a good choice to go to Roger Williams to study film studies?
Absolutely.
Well, there's going to be plenty more of the film festival this weekend. Again, this is the Roving Eye International Film Festival. I just want to ask you one more thing while I have you in here. The theme is affecting positive change. So is that the common vein that's been throughout all of this? And how, as a student, does that mean something to you to say, wow, this really, again, could have a broader impact?
Well, with the film festival, we always try to bring in films from around the world that bring in a bunch of different experiences. We have like LGBTQ-centered films, we have Jewish experience-centered films, and we really just try to bring in, just make more thinking about the world, thinking about all the different things.
Again, bringing it all into Bristol.
Yeah.
Right there. Having folks come in, but sounds like some great films this weekend that the public might want to come and check out.
Absolutely.
Have a lot of the students been going to check it out as well?
Yeah, we've gotten some full houses.
Okay, but last question. I know I was asking about the end of the year. Any exams?
Yeah, I have 2 exams.
You're balancing a lot. I just want to give a shout out to Flickers for, again, getting you up here today to come into the studio to tell us again about the Roving Eye International Film Festival. It's been taking place all week. It is not over yet. We'll provide links to that so you can see what is playing this weekend. But Nicole, I appreciate your taking the time to come in.
Thanks for having
so much.
me.
I'll let you go around the corner. And don't go anywhere. We'll welcome our next guest here into the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us for the 3 o'clock show this sunny Friday afternoon. We've had a great lineup for you, and I'm excited to welcome my next guest, Kitty Douglas with Reach Out and Read. Thank you for coming in
Thanks for
today.
having me.
You've got a big Read and Romp event coming up.
Yes, we do.
So that just piques my interest. But let's talk a little bit about Reach Out and Read for folks who might not know and what Reach Out and Read does.
Okay, Reach Out and Read is a national organization, and the mission of Reach Out and Read is to encourage families to read aloud together. We partner with pediatric care providers, and we provide free developmentally appropriate books that are given at well visits. It's a very simple structure, and we have a huge 300 volunteer boots on the ground force in Rhode Island, who are our doctors, our pediatricians, our RNs, our nurse practitioners. And the model is very basic, where if you are going to a Reach Out and Read site for your pediatric care, when you go in for your well visit with your child, we start at 6 months and we end at 5-year-olds, the doctor will give you a book and talk to you about reading aloud, encouraging having books in your home, bonding with your child, creating those routines that really make a difference in a child's early years. And the thing about the Reach Out and Read program, it was started by pediatricians, and now everyone is sort of getting into this space of early childhood interventions. We know now, through so much research that's been done, that the early child brain is just primed and ready to acquire language, to learn any kind of language skill that we all have. They may not say, but they know what they're hearing. So it's a really important time. It's a really valuable time that we engage with parents and children and healthcare providers and really set the foundation for success in school and later in life.
So you talk about 300 volunteers strong, really getting to be a big program. How many books are we talking, and where do we get these books?
So we're excited. We've grown a lot. When I started 6 years ago, we were in 34 healthcare practices around the state. We're now in 73. We're in all the community health centers in Rhode Island, which is so exciting for us. We're talking 41,000 books, 42,000 books. I'm sorry, 82,000 books, and we reach around 42,000 kids a year.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so we have a really big reach. I switched those numbers. That's the dyslexia.
I was impressed at 40, now we're getting to 80 again.
82,000 new developmentally appropriate books. So we just feel like we're really reaching 62% of children under the age of 5, and our mission, our quiet mission, is to really just try to reach every child in Rhode Island, because we know the importance of really setting that foundation for success, but also really talking to parents about why it's so vital and important for a child's developing brain to hear the spoken word, to be talked to be sang to be played with, and to be read to every day.
So we talk about these 80,000 books. Where do they come from? Publishers, donations, where?
No, we buy them. My colleague Lila and I are the program managers. We buy all of them 4 times a year.
Shiny new book.
Yeah, we work really hard with a bunch of different book distributors to keep our prices down, but also to buy really high quality books for children. So they're very developmentally appropriate. There's, letters, colors, pictures, opposites for our toddlers, and then early stage reading books for the 4- and 5-year-olds. So we work really hard to make sure that our docs love the books that they're giving.
So this is the program. Tell us about Read and Romp, and this is in conjunction with Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island.
It is. We're so excited. Read and Romp is our first ever free family event, and it will be at the Roger Williams Carousel on May 12th from 10 to 12. It is rain or shine, so if it's a rainy day, it will be the place to be. We'll have tons of things to do inside. We have lots of different activities, hands-on crafts. We're going to be giving out free books to every child who attends. Obviously, the carousel will be spinning. There'll be a bouncy house. We have a lot of great volunteers from Neighborhood Health Plan. And we're just excited to welcome as many families as we can to the event, which we've never done a Read and Romp, and we're hoping that this is the beginning of a great event for us.
The first ever Read and Romp. Now, I appreciate we've gotten the overview, we've heard about the event. If folks are listening and they say this sounds like a really great program, how can I be of help, assistance, volunteering?
Oh gosh. Well, they should contact me, Kitty at RORRI.org, and really what you can contact me if you really want to volunteer. There's lots of different ways that we like to engage with potential donors, funders, grantors, volunteers. And if you want to see what we do, come to Read and Romp and meet us and talk to us, and it'd be great. We'd love to have you.
Again, free, open to the public, Read and Romp at the Carousel on May 12th. Of course, we'll provide more information, more links, again, to reach out and read Rhode Island. Kitty, I appreciate your taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Anything else you want to share while you're in here?
Well, we would love to thank Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island, of course, because they've been a partner of ours for a very long time. They're our platinum sponsor for our annual celebration, which is May 3rd at the Providence Public Library. They sponsor our Practice Advisory Council. They're great partners for us, and they have as strong a belief as Reach Out and Read does around really engaging with families and children. They serve the Medicaid population, and they just want to make sure that those patients, like we do, are really ready when they turn 5 and go to kindergarten. They're healthy, they're happy, and they're all early readers.
They're jazzed to read, and Reach Out and Read helps with that. And again, the Read and Romp event, we'll provide more links to that as well. Kitty, I appreciate your taking the time to come in today.
Thanks so much for having me.
I'll let you go around the corner.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much. Kitty Douglas with Reach Out and Read, the Read and Romp event taking place free and open to the public on May 12th. 10 to 12 at the Roger Williams Park Carousel. We'll provide more information to that so folks can go check it out. Now again, this is getting books in the hands of parents of young up to the age of 5 soon-to-be readers. We appreciate Kitty taking the time to come into the studio here. We appreciate your tuning in at 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock will be news and politics with Josh Fenton. Gubernatorial candidate Paul Roselli will be here, as well as GoLocal columnist Bob Whitcomb. So we look forward to seeing you back at 4. I'm GoLocal News editor Kate Nagel.